So you asked and I'm answering. Let's jump into it. SH, can we see your boyfriend? Unfortunately, my darling, he is camera shy. I asked him and asked him, and he said no. I said I was going to catch him when he was sleeping, and he wasn't too thrilled about it. So unfortunately, right now, no, he's going to have to stay in the shadows. But he will come out eventually. Did you take serapeptides in the 2-week wait? Absolutely. How often did you baby dance? Well, look at here, my dear. Here's my schedule. Days I was on my period and the days that I was fertile, I baby danced every other day. That's what I tried to do. I didn't do every day because it's hard sometimes to get them to rise to the occasion every day. But every other day gives the body a little rest. Yeah, and gives you a rest too, because I needed the rest. What do you want, a boy or a girl? I don't care as long as it's healthy. I really, really wanted a girl, but right now I just want a healthy baby, and I'm extremely, extremely happy that my body is coordinating or working with me to conceive. So I'm just happy right now, and just hoping for a healthy, happy baby. How many kids do you have? I have 3 beautiful children, a set of twins, boy and a girl, that are 15, and my oldest is 16, and she's a girl. What DPO did you get your BFP? Got my BFP at cycle day 10. Did you have any symptoms before you got your BFP, and when did they start? And what were your symptoms? I can answer that all in one question. I normally get bloated right after ovulation, and it lasts until my next period. This cycle, or the cycle I got pregnant, I got really bloated and crampy from 1 DPO, and at 3 DPO, it just vanished. So that was quite unusual for me. But of course, as you're trying to conceive and you're checking everything every single cycle, there's always going to be something. I've always noticed something different in each one of our cycles, and maybe that's just our way of trying to get through one cycle into another. But unfortunately, every single cycle for me, I always noticed something different, whether it was the tenderness in the boobs or my, body acting a little differently or excess cervical mucus. It was always something that I noticed that was different. TTC3, did you baby dance during your entire fertile week? Yes, every other day. What was your schedule like? I just answered that. And did you use ovulation tests? Yes, I was using a lot of ovulation tests, my dear. A lot of ovulation tests. The cycle I got my BFP, though, unfortunately, I didn't. That was the cycle I really, really, really relaxed and did more meditation, did more classical music. I love classical. I love jazz. I love instrumental. Lit more candles and just really woosad. Obviously, I still had a plan in my mind what I was going to do that cycle and what I was going to do the cycle after that and the cycle after that. And I pretty much had the next year planned out. But I really, really, really tried, absolutely stayed off of the internet, absolutely did more reading and just relax. I think that is such an importance for us. We get so caught up in this trying to conceive that we forget to just let our bodies relax and hopefully do what God intended it to do. T.Y. Fisher, how severe was your blockage? According to my last HSG test in May, it was moderately blocked. My fibria, which are the little fingers that are attached to your fallopian tube, looked like duck's feet. So they were all basically clumped together. They were not able to grab the egg and bring it down. Hence, my tube became really swollen with water because it wasn't moving the water down. It was basically just holding it in the tube. So I think when I took the serapeptides, it ate away at the adhesions that are not supposed to be on your fibria and allowed the water to drain and create a BFP. Now they say that you can still get pregnant from your right side if you have hydro on your left. I tried for 1.5 years. And unfortunately, every single cycle for 1.5 years, and unfortunately that never happened for me. I saw a difference in the serapeptide, so I'm not saying it's impossible without doing the enzymes or potentially having surgery. But yeah, that's how my blockage was. I have not gotten a picture of my tubes now because I am currently pregnant, and obviously I don't want to disrupt anything. But at some point, I think I will like to get another x-ray, another updated x-ray and see exactly what serapeptides did for me. When did I officially start? Well, I got diagnosed with serapeptides in May. I got diagnosed with hydro in May, and I started taking mega dosing on serapeptides in June. So, according to my calculations, about 6 months of very high dosages of serapeptides. Now, taking 1 million sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's not unusual. There are people that have done it. There are doctors that have done it. And I worked my way up to that, 2,500 up to 50, up to a million, up to 50, up to 500, up to 1 million. Sometimes I even did 1.5 million, give or take. I wouldn't even doubt it if I did 1.5 million 1 or 2 days. I am not by any means advocating that you ladies go out and do such high dosages, because there can be ill effects. I have read stories where people have had side effects to taking them. I guess that's research you have to do on your own and see how risky, you feel like being. For me, the benefit outweighed the risk, and I did it, and I stuck with it, and that's what I did. It says, I'm considering starting the bromelain. Do I need to add it with the WOM enzymes or in place of it? I wouldn't feel safe doing WOM enzymes, bromelain, serapeptides, NATO, and serapeptides, NATO, bromelain, and WOM enzymes. I just think that's too much. When I started the WOM enzymes, when I started the bromelain, I got rid of the WOM enzymes. Like I said before, I did do basically a trial and error. I did the bromelain instead of the WOM enzymes all by itself, and I did feel some changes in my body versus when I took the WOM enzymes by itself. I feel absolutely no difference. So for me, yes, I would take the bromelain instead of WOM enzymes. I'm not discrediting WOM enzymes because obviously a lot of women use them, but for me, I would just stick with bromelain in place of it because it is one of the main enzymes that does eat away at that dead tissue, which is what we're trying to do. Andrea asked, when did you use pre-seed? I didn't like pre-seed, really. I tried it. I didn't like it. Didn't stick with it because it was too messy. To increase my cervical mucus, I did the primrose and apple cider vinegar and plenty of water. Get a pretty glass. I got a pretty glass, and I was just drinking water all the time. If I had to name my top 5 supplements, if I had to name my top supplements, what would be the most effective in getting my BFP? Because I have hydrocelplex, my top supplements would be DHEA, because I don't have any thyroid problems. Please, guys, research everything before you just take it. I would take DHEA. I would take the female reproductive to get me normal, to get me regulated, which I pretty much am. The DHEA increases my egg quality. I'm 38, so my egg quality diminished. Bromelain, definitely. Serapeptides, definitely. NATO, definitely. Soy isoflavones, yes, if you feel like doing Clomid. I still have 2 prescriptions for Clomid I have not used. I just wanted to do things naturally, guys. So I did soy, isoflavones, and then black cohosh. So if I had to pick, those would be my top. But obviously you want to add a prenatal and an omega, and obviously a probiotic. So there are quite a few supplements. Those are the ones that I would do if I had to massively fire what supplements could I take. Those would probably be the ones that I look for first. Praying for baby 3. Hey girl, what were your symptoms? Like I said, the bloating stopped at 3-DPO. And what supplements am I taking now that I'm pregnant? I'm still taking the DHEA. I'm scared to stop. I don't want to just stop right now because I've heard of too many stories of people losing their baby by just stopping DHEA. Now, I don't know how accurate those stories are, but unfortunately, that risk does not outweigh the benefits of stopping DHEA, which there could be a slight chance that there could be some chromosomal difference or something like that. Very, very slight chance. It's kind of one of those hit or miss things. So yes, I'm still taking the DHEA. I'm not taking 100 milligrams anymore. I've weaned myself back to 50. I take one at about 11 o'clock in the evening, or 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and then one at 11 o'clock in the evening. So I take 50 milligrams of DHEA. Still taking the royal jelly prenatal. I'm taking a probiotic. and DHA, which is basically just a really good omega. So those are pretty much the supplements that I'm still doing. Occasionally I'll throw in some kelp. Once in a while I'll throw in some turmeric. I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit so I don't, so I can use these supplements. Not the ones that I feel are different. I haven't used any red raspberry leaf. I don't want to touch that. Won't touch any black cohosh. I won't touch anything that's going to make me crampy or that I just don't feel safe with. So some of the supplements I don't take. Yes. Okay, so Young asks, Son Young asks, I've been trying to conceive for 6 months and nothing. I just started 120 units of serapeptides. I want to take 2 a day. I take it in the AM. Today I felt like AF was coming, but she's not due for another 14 days. Kind of like cramping. I felt a weird fluttering in my pelvic area. Is that feeling normal? What is normal? That's such a personal question because our bodies are all different. I did feel tingling, and for me that was not normal. So if it's not normal for you, if you normally don't feel fluttering, it's not normal for you, but you should feel some type of something going on, because it is actively eating away at the biofilm. So it's doing something in your body. So you're going to feel something. I would get concerned if you start feeling heart palpitations or anything that, for me, I felt like real tingling up here in my lymph nodes. I had to look that up where my lymph nodes were because I felt tingling and burning, and that was getting me a little leery. But that did dissolve after I continued with it. So it's probably just it working. Get on some of the forums, but a lot of women say they feel tingling, they feel burning, and then shortly after they're starting to see a BFP. I did 1 million units a day. And I did 1 million units because women that were trying to conceive were using in between 250 to 500, and it took them a whole year to get pregnant. Now, getting pregnant is awesome anyways, but I did not want to wait for a whole nother year with me being 37. So I upped my dosage to 1 million, and happily I got my BFP 6 months after starting. So that's what I did with my body, and that's how far I tested it. So, try to stick with it if you can, but ask your doctor if you feel really concerned. Don't do anything that is making you leery. Stop. It's not worth your life. What would you suggest? 2 in the morning, or 1 in the morning and 1 in the AM? Space them out, my dear. I did spaced them out on an empty stomach. So I would do 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and if you feel comfortable with it, up it to 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. That's just me. I'm not a medical professional. But yeah, if you have hydrosalplex or endo, I would, I very rarely followed any of the manufacturer's dosages on any of these supplements. Nikki B, how are you feeling? Awesome. What exact supplements were you doing? Well, Nikki B, I made a video to answer that question. Unfortunately, I can't answer that question in the time that YouTube is going to allow me to upload this video. But in my previous video, I did do a 20-minute video on exactly what supplements that I was doing. What were the dosages? My dosages, my dear, are wonky. Really. I did not follow the manufacturer's guidelines. I did what my body allowed it to do. So I didn't start off with all these supplements at once. I started off with a few, did it for a few weeks, then added another one, did it for another week, see if I felt anything, add another one. So all these supplements that I showed you in my previous video have taken me a year and a half to get up to. And it was a combination that I felt good with. I did not start all these at once. That would totally shock your body if you did all these supplements at once. Don't do it all at once. Work yourself up. Start off with serapeptides for a week or two, then add NATO for another week or two, then add bromelain for another week or two. And then, if you feel like adding WOM enzymes, add WOM enzymes for another week. But do it gradually. You don't want to just everything in the pot because you don't know what's going to happen. Fatima Mama, how do you keep positive and not give up while trying to conceive? You And you and everyone that's watching this video. You guys and YouTube are the only reason why I've been able to stay in this journey so long. There's been so many times where I've cried myself to sleep and I went through the house in a rant and came close to throwing out all my baby things and just was looking into adoption and foster care and all that other beautiful stuff. It was extremely, extremely hard. Extremely hard. This is not anything that I would wish on my worst enemy. The desire to have another child or a child and not being able to do it. It takes a lot of support. Have to find a support. And my support was coming from other people that were in my situation. I didn't find support from some of my girlfriends that had a lot of kids or were able to get pregnant very easily. Now, I do have 3 beautiful children, but it was taking me a long time to get pregnant, and I needed someone in my situation that had other kids, or, I think it's called secondary infertility, to where you have kids already, but you're having a hard time getting pregnant again. So find someone in your community. Reach out to us. I'm here for you, girl. Yeah, you have to find a support network. Stay off of the internet. Read books, light candles, do meditation. I did a lot of talking to myself and writing the pros and the cons of continuing this journey. And basically, not a diary, but just on paper. Because on paper you can see it. And was writing out exactly what I wanted, how I was going to get there. And I did that quite a few times, and then I shredded it. Because I didn't want my kids knowing. How many children do you have? 3 beautiful children. Was my partner very supportive in this journey, or did he want to give up? Well, let's see. I've been trying to conceive for 2 years. The man that I'm with now is not the original partner that I started off with when I started this journey. I've been with my boyfriend now for 6 months, and I could see it was wearing on him. I can see it was wearing on him. I think he was more frustrated with the fact that I was getting sad and I was getting frustrated and mopey, and it was kind of dampening our fun time because I was constantly like, not pregnant, not pregnant, not pregnant. But I don't think he was insensitive. I just think he was looking at it like men do. Men look at things differently than women do. We're beautiful and we're emotional, and that's why God made us. So I did not take offense to his nonchalantness, if I can say. I just know that was the way. He just wanted me to be happy. And I'm pretty sure if he was my fairy godfather, he would have gave me 1 million children by now. So he just wanted me to be happy. And he's extremely, extremely supportive now. He was supportive before. But you could tell that he was just like, oh, you're not pregnant. Great. Now you're going to be crying all week. So yeah. The partner before that, my ex-soulmate, I did say ex-soulmate, of 10 years. Yeah, the same thing with him. He just wanted me to be happy. And when it wasn't working, unfortunately, I was sad. And men, they don't want the love of their lives, their angels, to be sad and mopey. They want to fix everything. You put a monkey wrench or a wrench in their hand, they're like, oh, I can fix it. But unfortunately, with women, sometimes they can't fix us. And their way of fixing the situation is to become emotionally distant. So, Fatima, if you're going through that, I would not take it personally. That's just the way men are. Men are different creatures, just like we are. So, yeah, hang in there, my dear, and just have fun if that's your situation. It's going to happen. We just have to stay positive and stay calm. I think that's such a big thing for me, is just even now with me being worried about having a tubal pregnancy or a baby not developing right, or having a child with Down syndrome or asthmatic, or so many different things now that are entering my head that didn't enter my head before. I'm just trying so hard just to remain calm and just to eat healthy and to be active and to be positive. So, I kept that video underneath 20 minutes. I hope I answered everyone's question. If I did not, leave me a comment and say, hey, Mama, you didn't answer my question. And I will address it in another video when I get enough more questions for some more. I'll answer you personally. So, my lovely, stay beautiful, stay happy, keep trying. Find friends, find a support network. Please reach out. That's what we have to do. I'm still reaching out to YouTube. I'm still reaching out to you guys. And I want you guys to do the same. Bye!